What's up, Niner Faithful, once again. Hope you enjoyed the first review video of the NFC Championship game. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll have a link for that episode in the description. Last episode I talked about the run game and showed how Kyle Shanahan and Raheem Mostert were able to completely run all over the Green Bay Packers. In this episode, we'll jump to the other side of the ball and take a look at how we completely stifled the Packers in the first half, and then what led to giving up 3 scores in the second half. As we look forward to the Super Bowl, there's going to be a lot of expectations on the 49ers defense, and they have a huge challenge in front of them. Being tasked with slowing down Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and this offense is no easy feat. But if any team in the NFL has a chance, it's this 49ers defense, which boasts the NFL's best pass defense this season, which is impressive considering the offensive teams the 49ers faced in the late stretch of the season and how many injuries they sustained. 6 of San Francisco's last 8 games saw them facing off against top 10 offenses, and doing so with injuries to several key players, Quan Alexander, Jaquiski Tartt, Dee Ford, and K'Wan Williams also missing time. But now they are healthy and looking more like the unit that was seemingly forcing career-worst games from every quarterback they faced. When you watch the 49ers defense on film, the thing that jumps out most noticeably is the incredible team speed at all positions. The safeties cover a ton of ground, the linebackers can move, and the defensive line can get to a quarterback in a hurry. It should set up an intriguing matchup for the Super Bowl, as we're going to see what gives first, the unstoppable force or the immovable object. The first play we'll talk about is the first third down stop of the game. Green Bay looks to catch us off guard by coming out quickly out of the huddle, rushing to the line, and snapping the ball. What they're trying to do is get set and run this play before the defense can communicate and prepare for what they want to do. We're going to be in cover 3 buzz, which means a backer in the flat, in this case Dre Greenlaw, with Jimmy Ward in a hook curl. You don't just run interference plays against man coverage. By coming out quickly and the defense trying to get set, they're going to try and trap Greenlaw inside against his flat responsibility. So they run a simple curl route from tight end Jimmy Graham, and then look to hit the running back out in the flat. This should be an automatic win for the offense. They've done everything they're supposed to. You see at the snap that they've got Greenlaw where they want him. He's going to have to maneuver through traffic out on a running back who's got several steps on him. But watch the angle and how well Greenlaw reads this. He sees what's happening and flows over the top of Graham and then attacks the running back. This is what speed at the linebacker position allows you to do. So then on the next drive, Green Bay is going to look to establish a run game. They're going to run something straight out of our playbook. It's an outside zone run with the same jet sweep motion we always use. From the end zone, we're going to see the blocking assignments, and we should all be familiar with this outside zone. Green Bay is going to do a couple things well here, but the difference will be Nick Bosa. He's going to be on Bakhtiari. Watch how Nick Bosa plays this. He completely blows up the play. This is why this guy is getting Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's not only been an extremely productive pass rusher, he's been a dominant force in the run game. Here he's going up against one of the league's best tackles and makes him look silly and then tackles the running back. So then the next play, Bosa gets a sack with a little help from the secondary and a well-timed call by Robert Saleh. So first we're going to try and run a little head game with Aaron Rodgers in that we put Sherman to the top. We make it look like he's traveling and he starts out on Jimmy Graham. They then motion the running back out, and with Sherman widening, it's revealed zone coverage. So in that regard, they didn't fool Rodgers. Where we fool him is with late safety rotation. We have both safeties back deep in 2 deep coverage. With the reveal of zone, this is going to look like cover 2 zone. With Warner shading to Devontae Adams on the 3 receiver side, Rodgers likes what he's got on the 2 receiver side, as they're going to run a double slant concept, and would put the hook defender, Dre Greenlaw, in a horizontal stretch. However, right at the snap, the defense rotates into a cover 3 buzz with Tartt coming down. Rodgers wanted to go to Graham on the slant when he saw Greenlaw stay outside, but Tartt has jumped the route. It's a good thing for Rodgers that he didn't throw it, because it probably would have been a pick. But getting beat by the coverage, Rodgers has to pull the ball down, and with pressure coming at him, he tries to escape but is taken down by Bosa. I've been talking all year long that our coverage unit and Saleh haven't been given enough credit for the success against the pass. People will see the front four unit that our team has and automatically assume that they're the reason the pass defense is so great. However, what I've been seeing all year is a great marriage of good coverage and great pass rush. Then the defense is able to utilize a well-timed and well-executed blitz to get to Rodgers again. Here, we're going to come with a zone blitz that will then transition to man coverage. We're going to come out and put both Bosa and Ford on the same side. We all saw what these two guys did on the same side against the Vikings, so the Packers are going to take notice. However, it's all window dressing to draw a line slide to that side. We're going to bring both linebackers on a double blast blitz, which will send both of them through the A gap. This is to draw attention their way and grab the running back. Armstead will then take a really wide rush lane to widen the tackle, and will then bring K'Waun Williams in a blitz off the slot. We then have Sherman and Ward in coverage, and will drop D Ford off the backside. This way we're going to be able to match any quick routes from Green Bay. At the snap, you'll see the attention Nick Bosa in that side gets as they keep Graham in to help chip. You'll see Ford dropping back to take away anything short over the middle. The best play here is actually from Jimmy Ward. He reads the route concept beautifully as Green Bay is running a sucker concept and beats his man to the spot. So when Rodgers hits his back foot, he has nowhere to go with the ball. From the end zone, we'll see how the blitz design works. By coming with a double A-gap blitz from the linebackers and Armstead taking a wide rush, they've isolated the guard in space against two very fast defenders. This allows K'Waun Williams to come through, and with good coverage on the back end, he forces the fumble. So then the 49ers defense puts a cherry on the top of the first half performance by getting an interception. This is interesting because the formation Green Bay uses here is one that Kansas City used a ton against Tennessee. What they do is come out in a 3x1 set with a tight end at the top. From here, they're going to run two concepts. First, a divide concept with the two inside receivers. A divide is a combination of an outside streak and an inside post, meant to put a safety in a horizontal stretch. Then, with the streak paired with a curl route or sometimes a comeback route, it creates a pull concept meant to put the deep third corner in a vertical stretch. We show cover 2 zone pre-snap, but will rotate post-snap into a cover 3 buzz with Tart coming down into the hook curl and Jimmy Ward as the deep middle safety. As Rodgers drops back, he sees the late rotation and reads Jimmy Ward on the divide concept. He sees Ward shade to the middle and is going to look to hit the streak down the seam. However, the pass ends up behind his receiver, and Mosley, reading Rodgers the whole way, ends up with an interception. I can't say for certain if this was just a bad pass by Rodgers, or if we look from the end zone, you can see Fred Warner is in his vision in the passing lane. If you note where the ball ends up and where the ball should have been from the All-22, it looks like Warner gained enough depth to make Rodgers adjust his throw. This is the essence of our cover 3 system. You use length from your defenders to tighten the windows for opposing quarterbacks. If they can't fit the ball into tight windows all game long, your defense has a real opportunity for game-changing plays. So then what happened in the second half? How did Green Bay manage to make 49ers fans nervous after a 27-0 first half? Some of it was well-timed calls by Matt LaFleur. They were a 13-3 team, and it was by no accident that they were playing for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Here, they catch us in a slot blitz with a wide receiver screen. Then they beat us with a play that they were unsuccessful with earlier in the game by making a quick adjustment. We're in man coverage on this play, and they're going to run the same combination they did before, but this time with Devontae Adams. They run Adams on a quick hitch and then the running back out into the flat against Dre Greenlaw. This time they execute it better and are able to convert a 3rd and 4. Above everything though, the biggest factor were 2 big chunk plays that we gave up, which is very uncommon for our defense. Here we do a couple things poorly. First, Jimmy Ward is obviously trying to show a cover 2 zone look pre-snap, but apparently Tart didn't get the memo as he walks down and gives away the coverage as cover 3 buzz. Green Bay is going to run a wide vertical concept. They're going to run an out and up with both inside receivers, and then a wheel stop route on the outside. The wheel routes look to widen the deep third corner, and then the out and ups will put the deep middle safety in a horizontal stretch. Since verticals have been used to defeat cover 3 for a long time, our defense will usually play this with a matching 3, where if we're in this buzz coverage, the hook curl safety should match a vertical route down the seam. However, when Graham comes by, Tart doesn't read it well and never matches the vertical. Ward shades to the 3 receiver side and the wheel route widens Sherman, so Graham is wide open down the seam. After the play, you can see Sherman tell Tart he was supposed to match Graham. Then, probably the most notable play of the game, they get a big chunk play to Davante Adams on Richard Sherman. We're going to come out and show cover 2 man pre-snap, but we're actually going to be in cover 1 robber. This means you'll have Sherm in press coverage one-on-one with Davante Adams. Adams is just going to be on a go route, but will run it really well. Sherman initially does a great job of staying on top of Adams. The key is when Adams takes a jab step outside, it freezes Sherman for just a second, which gives him a free run down the field. Rodgers probably wanted to hit the post first, but with the late safety rotation, he saw that Adams was one-on-one with Sherman and makes a pinpoint throw deep down the field. I don't really mind this play. Mainly, we weren't staying in some soft defense in the second half. We were still challenging the receivers, still disguising coverage, and playing with no fear. While it ended up costing us a little bit, it's been this style of play and play calling all year long that has led to our success, so I'm okay with this. But then the defense returns to its ways near the end of the game. We're going to be in quarters coverage, and Green Bay is going to look to run a pole concept with an inside streak and the outside receiver on a curl route. Rodgers wants to hit the go route, but you'll see Tart jumps the route and K'Wan Williams takes away the curl route. This forces Rodgers to hold the ball and gives the pass rush time to get home. And then the final play on defense, we're in quarters coverage again. I know that for sure because Sherman said so in his press conference. But Green Bay is going to look to run a Yankee concept. Ward jumps on the deep crosser, and then Sherman and Tart pick up the deep post, and Sherman gets his second interception in 2 games. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this game, guys. Man, what a great win. I can't believe we're going back to the Super Bowl. This game was really just 2 anomaly chunk plays from being just as much of a blowout as the first game was against the Packers. As we look forward to Kansas City, I've been watching a lot of their film already, looking at what the defensive plan and matchup might be. There's no doubt it will be a tough challenge, but it's one I think our defense can rise to. I won't get too far into what I think about that matchup quite yet. Look for the first of those videos to come out Friday, January 24th. So subscribe if you haven't and turn your notifications on. I can't believe I get to do a Super Bowl preview of our 49ers. As always, if you'd like to support the channel, I'll have some links for that below. And as always, until next time, go Niners.